This evening, Amaila Falls continues to be a political football, passed roughly between the two major parties. Upcoming men's conference to attract hundreds. UG and GT&T team up to make school fees a little easier to pay. Parents, teachers, and alumni recommit themselves to the future of the students of one local school. In the region, in Trinidad and Tobago, Minister of Works and Transport has rubbished rumors that suggest that work on the Point Fortin Highway has been stopped. And internationally, the so-called Islamic State is on the run, raising questions of its impact on the future of the Middle East.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Ramville Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel. Join us. On Thursday, the Ministry of Education, Department of Culture, Youth and Sport signed an agreement with Stadium Caribbean Premier League OPCO Guyana. The agreement finalizes Guyana's hosting one leg of the much-touted 2017 CPL Games. The agreement was signed by Omar Khan, Team Operations Manager of the Guyana Amazon Warriors and the Government of Guyana. On August 17th, the Amazon Warriors will take on the Jamaica Talawas and the Trinbago Knight Riders on Saturday, 19th of August. The following day, they battled the Barbados Tridents. The home leg wraps up on Tuesday, the 22nd, against the St. Lucia Stars. At yesterday's press conference at the Ministry of Public Security, the administration and lawmen were at pains to assure the public that they are on top of things. They also assert that there was nothing different that could have been done to prevent the inferno that brought down Guyana's largest prison. Wendell Jeffrey was at the press conference and filed this report.
George, the director of prison, Gladwin Samuels, said that even before he was with the Guyana Prison Services, he had heard that the Georgetown prison was a ticking time bomb. The director was speaking in answer to a reporter who had asked him if he had heard that there was a planned prisoner escape.
The thing is, since I can recall, even long before I'm a member of the prison service, it has been rumored that Georgetown prison is a ticking time bomb. So since then, measures are in place to prevent persons from escaping. But from all observations, the plan executed on Sunday seems to be one that was well orchestrated. So
the director, who had since exhibited a calm resolve amidst the very strong criticisms that he has been receiving, said that he thinks that what happened on Sunday could not have been prevented even with the best plan in place.
I think it is something that could have happened with the best plan in place. Yes, we always have systems in place to guard against such activities because our mandate is to ensure that persons remain in custody.
Minister Georgetown, under whose portfolio the prison falls, jumped in to elaborate on the difficulty the prison authorities would have had curtailing or even preventing the events of last Sunday.
You see, look, the fire chief indicated that there are 6 fires that day. And with the best of plans, as the director is indicating, I don't know how we could have really managed that situation. And especially when prisoners knew that March gone, 17 of their comrades died, or their inmates died, and they still go ahead with this thing. I mean, I don't know how you prepare yourself for that, assuming, let's say, we had known now. It is your call or my call as to what the preparation should have been.
The minister said that to suggest that the prison authorities might have known of a plot for inmates to escape and yet do nothing to prevent it was an out-of-place speculation.
Because you don't know, and in the difficulties of that scenario, what really could you have done? Who got the matches? Who's going to light up? And all of that. I don't know if we got all that information. So that is speculating in a realm that we ought not to go at this point in time.
George, speaking to the issue of rogue officers, the minister and the police chief, Mr. Prasad, said that the officers who were found to aid in smuggling contraband into the prison have all been charged and have lost their jobs.
There are a few that has been charged. Whenever we get evidence, they are being charged.
And some have been terminated, their services have been terminated when the screen showed that they carried things that they didn't declare in their bags at the point of entry. And
Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Issues exist within the nation's food storage and supply chains. Esther Sobers reports that a recently held workshop addresses these problems.
Mass production, distribution, and importation of food have benefited consumers in several ways. In Guyana, more varieties of fruits and vegetables are available in our local markets and supermarkets than ever before, and many are sold year-round. Nevertheless, these agricultural and supply chain gains are not without significant costs.
The growth of food industry in Guyana has brought many benefits for customers, a fact that the minister within the Ministry of Public Health, Karen Cummins, recognizes. But with this growth arises several critical issues that the recently held Food and Drug Workshop sought to address. The 5-day workshop brought together relevant stakeholders to discuss how to improve practices within the industry. Minister Cummins acknowledged the government's responsibility to tackle these matters regarding the nation's food storage and handling chains.
Governments around the world must ensure that their citizens have access to safe, nutritious food and best quality health care possible. The SDG number 14 speaks to life below water and 15 life on land. The interrelation of these goals address a multidisciplinary, intersectoral approach to ensuring that they are met and sustained. It is therefore imperative that we find cost-effective ways to monitor food contamination and establish effective surveillance of foodborne diseases.
The Food and Drug Workshop is a collaborative effort of PAHO, WHO, the Ministry of Public Health, and the Ministry of Agriculture. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, I'm Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. According to police, early Friday morning, prisoners held at the walled Lusignan holding area attempted to burn down the prison by hurling bottle lamps at the wooden building from over the wall. But firefighters quickly extinguished the flames. The prisoners, numbering just under 500, began banging on the door, demanding that they be moved from the swampy pasture to an area inside of the prison. Firefighters went into action after several Molotov cocktails were lobbed at the main prison building at about 2 a.m. Police and firefighters said the prisoners made the flammable objects by using pieces of their tents, empty glass bottles, and fuel from a generator that is located in the walled area. Authorities say that they will soon remove the said generator to prevent such incidences from reoccurring. Don't go away. Coming up on Headline News after the break. Tutorial High School parents, teachers, and alumni return to improve the school. And is Amaila Falls still an option?
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Want to see the Amazon Warriors live and win tickets to the greatest cricket event of the year? Then show us your Warrior dance and you can win. It's easy. Check out our YouTube page, like the video, learn the moves, and upload your video for a chance to win.
GTT, proud sponsors of the Guyana Amazon Warriors. GTT, do more.
Styles, simply different.
I know who I am. I know who I am. I know who I am. I am yours. I am yours. I know who I am. I know who I am. I know who I am. I am yours. I am yours. And you are mine. Jesus, you are mine. You are mine. Jesus, you are mine. I was running and you found me. I was blind and you gave me a sign. You put a
Only at Kissoon's can you get the guaranteed offer of up to 50% discount on every item in their blowout factory surplus sale. 50% off for Guyana's 50th anniversary right through the year. Check it out at their spacious factory outlet at Reinfeldt Industrial Park, where parking is no problem. They're in the mood to celebrate at Kissoon's. Once you want it, Kissoon's will make sure you don't leave without it.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Gone are the days of endlessly standing in line to pay school fees. At least that's the goal of a deal signed between GT&T and the University of Guyana. Here's more on this interesting development.
This is a milestone of enhancing the delivery of quality services, better services to our students.
In 2012, GT&T introduced the mobile app Mobile Money. This app, which is available on the Android Play Store, allows customers to make payments to dozens of retailers throughout Guyana. Now, the app has been extended to the students of the University of Guyana. As of last month, alumni are able to make student loan payments through the app. Essentially, it allows students to forgo a visit to the university student loan department. With today's Memorandum of Understanding, CEO of GT&T, Justin Ned, explains that UG students are now able to pay virtually all of their school fees through the GT&T Mobile Money app.
With mobile money, you're now able to pay your application processing fees, your dormitory fees, your general dues, graduation fees, registration fees, the summer registration fees, and the transcript.
Currently, students from over 33 nations attend the University of Guyana. Students from as far away as Fiji, Canada, and even Australia. Increasing the use of electronic money increases the convenience of payment of fees for all students, especially international students. This ease of payment increases the school's ability to remain solvent as the money transfer is made instantly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Registrar of the University of Guyana, Nigel Gravesend, sees the app as a tech-savvy way to allow the average person to aid in the university's growth.
The message that the media should carry should be consumed by our thousands of alumni out there who may want to make a contribution to their alma mater. This is an opportunity. We want also corporate Guyana that might have an opportunity to contribute to UG's expansion, to use this facility.
The app is also seen as a step in the right direction in terms of commerce in Guyana. Electronic money transfer allows for the reduction of the use of cash for large payments, which is seen as being much safer for the average consumer. GT&T also used this occasion to remind the public of their exhibition tomorrow at Providence Stadium from 1 to 8 p.m. The company will be previewing their Blaze high-speed internet, touting speeds as fast as 50 megabytes a second. Will the rate be as fast as they claim? Come out tomorrow and judge for yourself. The current government and the past PPP administration seems to be talking past each other as it relates to the probability of reviving the Amaila hydroelectric dam project. The coalition said that Amaila is still an option, while the PPP said that this government killed it. Reporter Wendell Jeffrey shares both sides of the coin.
Yes, George, at a post-press conference briefing last month, Minister Joseph Harmon said that he understands from Minister David Patterson that Site Global had sold their intellectual property rights of the Amaila project. Minister Harmon explained that the Ministry of Public Infrastructure had presented a plan which includes the development of hydroelectricity. The minister was at the time given the impression that the Amaila project was a possibility and that it was alive and well. However, in a recent press conference, Mr. Jack Dio, whose government had invested some $40 million into the project, claimed that the Granger administration has killed the Amaila Falls project.
About the Amaila Hydro Falls, Jordan has once again repeated their lies about the Amaila. Now, they killed that project which should have started producing power now, this year. This was the year we would have turned the switch and hydropower would have flowed through the country.
But what Mr. Jack Dio said next was very noteworthy. He said that the project, estimated at some $1 billion, would not have cost the taxpayers 1 single cent.
And there was not a single cent of public debt not a single cent of public debt for this project. The money was coming, part of it was coming from the Norwegian grant to buy equity into the project, and the rest would have been privately funded.
He said that even though the Amaila project would have been at no cost to the Guyanese people, they still would have seen huge benefits.
But we would have bought power at half of the price that we were generating power at in 2012 because of the price of oil at that time, which was about 20 cents per kilowatt hour. We would have bought power around 10 cents per kilowatt hour.
George, he went on to say that because the project was a boot project, build, own, operate, and transfer, Guyana would have been the beneficiary and the benefactor of a commonsensical arrangement. Then he began reading from an IDB report, a report that Mr. Jagdeo said differs vastly from the claims which are being made by the current administration.
32, the most telling thing, constructing Amaila Falls would cut electricity costs by more than 50% for the energy produced by the AFHP, or US dollars 3.3 billion over 20 years. The figure is, and Adam Harris, I hope you publish this figure, 3.3 billion US dollars in 20 years this country would have saved. Nearly 700 billion Guyana dollars by building Amaila's Fall.
George, I asked the former president if the PPP government would remain committed to the project if they were to get back in office, and would they continue on the same track? And this is what he said.
Yes, but you would have to go back through the tender. A lot of the technical work has been done. That's what we are saying to the government, and the report has done that, because the last tender was in 2008. So it's nearly 10 years. So that tender is outdated. We are urging this government to do it because we are committed to it in the future.
Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Tutorial High School hosts its first ever stakeholders meeting. Esther Sobers reports that the intention of the meeting is to create a plan to take the school into the next decade and beyond.
A strong parent-teacher association is a vital aspect of any successful school. With this in mind, the Tutorial High School Board of Governors held its inaugural stakeholders meeting under the theme Enhancing Participation, Performance and Accountability in the 21st Century. One of the facilitators, Mr. Phillips De Silva, highlighted the reason for today's event.
I am supposed to be facilitating the session that the Tutorial High School is having. It's more a combination of things. One, they're looking at a professional development session, as well as one where they're hoping to conduct a SWOT analysis of the school, using the teachers to determine the existing climate of the school. The ultimate goal is to develop a strategic plan for the next 5 years.
One of the speakers at the event was Chief Educational Officer Marcel Hudson. Hudson stressed the need for strong parental guidance as well as other fundamental components needed to ensure the student's success.
But strong leadership is important if we're going to move the school system forward. Leadership must know what it is doing. Leadership must have a heart and a compassion for the development of the children under his care or charge. And therefore, we need strong leadership. We need a plan for improvement.
Hudson also noted the need for school to ensure higher passes for students in mathematics and English, two subjects that are critical for creating well-educated individuals.
Understanding that, look, we have to send out students there who will pass these two very important subjects. We can't have children spending how many years? 6 years
face of where we have 6 months. You spend all those years and yet you do not pass.
The CEO lauded the group for their commitment to the youth who will matriculate through the institution over the next 5 years. The workshop also focused on critical role of teachers in education of the youth and the nation as the extension. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, I'm Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Today, the 2 men responsible for the upcoming First Assembly Annual Men's Ministry Conference, Pastor Raphael Jackman and Elder Cleveland Day, dropped by our studio to share with us what the conference is about. Wendell Jeffrey has more.
You're welcome. We're here to invite and to announce that Men's Conference 2017, which is an annual program from the First Assembly of God LMP Dublin Street Portmore Fellowship, is on for the 19th, 20th, and 21st of July. The theme of the conference is Beating Down Your Goliaths by the Spirit of God. We will start this program, and this program is all about gathering men, instructing men, helping men to fulfill their God-given purpose. And the speaker, main speaker for the conference, is Dr. Reverend Murtlan Raphael Messiah.
The men said that the conference will be informative for those who will show up. They had an average attendance the last time of over 1,000 men, and they said that the last 4 conferences had an average attendance of 1,000 men at the previous 4 conferences. But they said that they expect to have more this time around. The nightly events will begin at 1800 hours or 6 p.m. and will see performances in song, poetry, drama, and the spoken word. On the 19th and 20th, the events will be held in the sanctuary right there on Durban Street. And the final night, on the 21st, the outdoor event will be at the corner of Durban and Louisa Roads. A registration fee of $1,000 is the contribution for the conference, and one can register at the church or on the church's website, firstassembly.com.
The bicycles, the motorcycles, or even walking come. We're just anticipating them.
Every man came to this hall with a gift, and you would know by when you come to this conference, you hear what's your purpose on the earth. And
for Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Don't go away. Still ahead, we have our regional and international news.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Want to see the Amazon Warriors live and win tickets to the greatest cricket event of the year? Then show us your Warrior dance and you can win. It's easy. Check out our YouTube page, like the video, learn the moves, and upload your video for a chance to win.
GTT, proud sponsors of the Guyana Amazon Warriors. GTT, do more.
styles, simply different.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
In news from the region now, in Trinidad and Tobago, Minister of Works and Transport Rohan Sinian has denied rumors that suggest that work on the Point Fortin Highway has been stopped. At Thursday's post-cabinet media briefing, he said cabinet has approved several packages for work on the highway. C News gives us that story.
Minister of Works and Transport Rohan Sinian has rubbished rumors that suggest that work on the Point Fortin Highway has been stopped, saying work on the highway to Point Fortin is still ongoing. At today's post-cabinet media briefing, he said cabinet has approved several packages for work on the highway, which are available for tender from local contractors.
Packages have been approved to go out for tender. This will bring us to the 7 packages, and additional 5 packages will be offered on tender within the next month, which will bring the segment of the road from the start at the Gulf City Mall all the way down to the Point Fortin at the Dunlop roundabout. We estimate that time to be about 2 years to have that section of the road completed.
Government will be utilizing the money that is recovered from the standby letters of credit in the litigation with OAS to continue the works on the Point Fortin Highway. Cabinet has also approved the upgrade of the Moruga Road Rehabilitation Project.
2 landslips, 22 culvert crossing, 4 new bridges, and the repaving of the entire road were required. So that again is another major project that will be started very shortly, and we look forward for the local content in these both projects. Both projects have been packaged in such a way that local contractors are able to take full advantage of the opportunities.
And internationally, Middle East correspondent Quinton Somerville explains what might happen to so-called Islamic State now that its caliphate is shrinking following their defeat in Mosul. BBC News has more.
The so-called Islamic State is shrinking. The caliphate is disappearing around them, both in Iraq and in Syria. They've lost a tremendous amount of territory, and importantly, they've lost that capital in Iraq, and their de facto capital in Syria is already under attack. Well, the big battle will be Raqqa. It's very different from Mosul, which was a much bigger city, more than 1 million people. It was densely packed. Raqqa's far smaller. It also has more difficult terrain, and already we know that IS's leadership have fled. They've moved from Raqqa and they're moving into the Euphrates River Valley. Those are badlands and very difficult for the coalition to fight in. Well, they may never be entirely defeated, but what matters to the Western coalition is, are they defeated enough so they can no longer mount attacks in the West? Have they been properly degraded? IS isn't just about territory, it's an ideology. I've met a lot of IS fighters and they are brutal, they are murderous, but they're also fantastically committed and inspired by that brutal ideology. What happens to them? Do they still get drawn to the ideology now that there's no caliphate? Well, the coalition certainly thinks so. And there's also a bigger question here. IS didn't just thrive because of their ideology. They thrived because they were able to exploit gaps in societies, whether they were religious, sectarian, whether they were economic, whether they were ethnic. And Iraq and Syria hasn't gone anywhere near to healing those gaps. So the danger always with IS is that it could morph into a different ideology, still exploiting those tensions within societies and still being equally dangerous.
And now for the weather report. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and safetvghana.com. You can also tune in Sunday morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Monday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your home, and do have a blessed weekend.